So these are going to be the five most common training mistakes post-lockdown I can see will be coming. So with the situation at the moment where people haven't been going to the gym, people have become very detrained, and going into the gym it's going to be like a new stimulus. It's going to be like newbie gains, which is good. However, there are going to be pitfalls we need to be aware of. So point number one I want you guys to watch out for is when you first go back into the gym, don't go straight back into your old routine, because guess what? You become detrained, you haven't been training, your ability to contract certain muscle fibers won't be the same, your ability to stabilize certain weights won't be the same, because you have become detrained. So I'd almost regress your training back, and then you'll be able to progress up really, really quickly. So don't try and go straight back in exactly where you were, because it's probably not going to end particularly well. You want to try and slowly progress things back up, and you'll be back where you were at no time at all if you structure things correctly, which is what we're doing with all our clients at the moment. And I've also got a dope new program we're writing for clients, which is the Back to Jacked program for people when they're going in post-lockdown, which should be pretty special. Point number two is not taking rest days, because I know what's going to happen. People are going to be like, gyms are open, let's train twice a day, every day for the next 3 weeks. And guess what? Like within 4 days, they won't be able to train for probably like a week conductively, because they'll be so sore and beaten up that they're not actually able to do anything productive. So in reality, what you want to try and make sure of is that you're actually taking enough rest days so that you can recover correctly. So I'd probably suggest for most people 2 days on, 1 day off. It's probably the best training split for you to have enough recovery and enough rest. Similar to the no rest days, the more is better mentality is going to be point number three, because knowing what people are like, they're going to be going, okay, we can go to the gym again, let's cane it, let's do 50 sets of legs, let's do a 1,000 rep leg workout. Again, it's that thing that more isn't necessarily better, better is better. So what I want you guys to really focus on is when you go back into the gym, think about how can I make the most out of this session, the most out of this set, the most out of this rep, and maximize absolutely everything. So in terms of maximizing your rep, there's a few things you really want to focus here. And like this is a great saying that I learned from Ben Pekulski, and it's SSI, or abbreviation of however it is. So basically set up, stabilize, initiate. So that's the way you want to think about every single rep. Is set up, so the squat correctly, stabilize, get your like hips anchored, core stable, and then initiate with the muscles you're trying to work. That is the key to every single rep, and make sure that's what you really focus on. Point number four is not focusing on recovery. So we can go bang, 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 bang on the drum of training as hard as we can all day long. But if you're not doing anything on the back end to make sure your body's recovering, you're not protecting your central nervous system, you're not eating enough protein, then you're not going to recover, you're not going to get the gains you want, and you're not going to make the progress you want. So all this effort you're putting in isn't actually going to lead to any rewards. So use your brain, focus on sleep, stretching, mobility, use a massage gun, deep tissue work, all that sort of stuff to get your fibers loose, and the nutrition. So these are the real keys, components to maximize recovery, alongside obviously stress management, to try and keep your stress levels down low if you can do. Point number five, and this one's actually quite dangerous, and that's training too heavy too fast. So as I alluded to earlier, one of the things you're going to lose without training is the skill of training, and the skill of like firing muscle fibers and proprioception. So if you think about a back squat, there's actually quite a lot of skill in being able to back squat with good form and keep stability. And if you think about it logically, if you don't do that for 6 to 8 weeks, when you first get under the bar, you're going to be shaking. So don't go back in exactly the same weight you were before. I would regress the weight back, take the reps up, focus on what we said earlier, perfect reps, perfect form, and you can build that back up really, really quickly. But don't do it straight from the outset, because you'll become detrained, you won't be able to stabilize and control the reps, your connective tissue perhaps might become a little bit weaker, so it all becomes a recipe of potential injury. If you go back in there, weaker connective tissue, you've got no stability, your reps are pretty shoddy, but you want to go balls to the wall and train really hard, is a recipe for injury. So be aware of these 5 points, guys. These are the suggestions I would make when you go back into the gym, how to try and keep yourself safe, make the most amount of gains, and enjoy the process whilst you can. So let me know your thoughts, drop us a comment below, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.